Hello, the game has started and it's me to go first. I have a pretty balanced rack and I think I have Corona for 74. Not a bad second rack. Arguer plus an E. Or re-argue. Wow, that could be good. Re-argue, and that plays underneath the A. Fakir, opponent's play, doesn't really assist me, I don't think. What about the C? Re-argue, that actually plays underneath. Re-argue for 71. Not a great rack, this one, but I do have putts and wow, I don't have a Z play. That would be nice. ZU something, but I do have pub there. Pub, that's not bad. Pub for 25. And I draw just one vowel, not great, and not the best of vowels either. I could have done with an E or an A, or even an O, but now sits is good, S-I-T-Z, and chintz, that actually would be nice for 40 with an ST rack leave. That'd be perfect pretty much. Let's see if that spot remains available. I have nothing for going in front of OF, which will be a D, an O. And a W. Wow, that could be a big scoring play. Opponent's taken my spot and now I've got nth on the rack, NTH, ho ho. Toho is good. I don't think ho ho is, no. So I could play zit and toho. Seems like a waste. What about tush? 24. And then I can perhaps score more with the Z next turn. That's pretty strong rack leave. 24 for tush. Yeah, I think am I? What about coming down from the O? No. TH play. Thin 25. No. Ms. 34, poor rack leave. I think I'll go with tush. 24. Ouch. Shocking pickup. And that was awful. Kept a pretty good rack of ZINT and just triplicated the I's and duplicated the N's. So that did not work out. What about a ZIER ending word? Opponent's player vid does not help my cause. I could go with the zit play now for 31. Look at that rack leave, pretty poor. Inti. How about playing Inti for 10? Yeah, I'm going with this. That's a bit better. Wisen. Wow, waterless. Okay, opponent scores well there. I could play wind. I don't have a bingo here, I don't think. Wizened. No. Avid. Just remember the E hook. I think wind scores pretty decently. I can't play my W here at 4D. 38's a good score. I'm going with this. Okay, Deutzia jumps to mind. If the A were, one of the E's were a D, but that's not going to happen. The Z does benefit from having a lot of vowels, but even this is probably too much. I should be able to score, but just can't get down onto the double word square at the moment with so few consonants. Now, what about ways for 51? That looks like a decent score. Opponent plays guilt, so I think I will take out this spot for 51. And I draw the J, but I'm still swamped in vowels. Add G springs to mind for 32, but that'll give back some score to opponent. 2 blanks to come. This lane pretty hot. I was going to say I have jute, but LE is no good. No 4-letter J play ending in the A, unfortunately. I could just play 8 here for 22. I'm not crazy about that play. Tile turnover, probably a good idea at this stage. I think Wow, I think 8 probably the play here. Or what about, I was going to say Atua, but I only have the one A. 22. If I pick up a D, I could play Jested or Jester with an R. 8 for 22. Great. I pick up the first of the two blanks, and looking at plays like Ejected or something like Judge, Rejudged. Not seeing such a play. Those blanks are going to be coming out to play soon. I've got one of them, another one unseen. I didn't want to play the A off because the JA play, but I thought I might draw another one, but so how best to resolve this rack? Jested. I do have the Jested play that I mentioned earlier. It would give back a similar mid 40 point score to opponent. What about Jesty? Jesty. There's only 2 E's to come. I think it's best to keep 1 E back, even though it's a bit vowel heavy. What about Justed? Justed. Justed. Opponent taking some time with this move. Now I've got just DEE here for 28. Not a bad score. And yeah, there's some merit to this play because it does take out a useful bingo lane. And I don't want my opponent bingoing anytime soon. Wow, Rupiah. Interesting opponent now opening up the triple word score. That's an interesting play. I have Jeun, but EP no good. So what about Justed? 44. Yeah. I have Job, and I have a massive X play here, EXO, or potentially even something bigger with burning the blank. Okay, dry takes an A front hook, and I could just play box here or EXO for 63. I could potentially draw an I for jibe or an O for Job. Yeah, I think this is the play. 63. Amoeba. I have amoeba on my rack. Amoeba ending in an E. eBay, that would doesn't play anywhere. What about the I? That would be a fancy play if I could get it through the I. So I think Job for 39. And that's not a bad rack there. I should definitely... Our opponent takes that out, which is understandable. And other bingo lanes would be through the eye. So air... What would it look like? It would look like air tames. No. Air teams. No. Emirates. Doesn't fit. What about through the DI? What about a misword? Mistar. Amistar. I can't see it. It's too difficult. What about ma? No, I don't want to do that. Wow, so close. So I could play ism for 46. And wow, I've drawn the other blank with a few A's. I wonder if I missed something there. Pavid is good. Parta. I don't know about Parta. Rat-a-tat. Now, there's an NE floating here, but don't see anything there. So we've got RT here for 19. Parta, I don't know about Parta. No. Zarf. 20. And data to go out. Opponent might actually play there, so yeah, he has Tana to go out. So 15. So final score 550 to me, 299 to opponent. Let's thank my opponent for the game. Let's see what we missed. So back to the beginning. Coronet looks fine for 74. Opponent had Kaif for 38. Kaf for 41. He goes with Fakir. And then re-argue for 71. Underlapping Coronet. Opponent had Oho for 33. And then Pub for 25, simming best from this position. Opponent's got this rack and Clod on offer for 34, but opens the trip lane. Opponent goes with Comic and Nth. There was an Nth play. There. Okay, that would have been worth considering. What did I go with? Tush for 24. And then opponent's got this rack. Yeah, not great offers there. Vid. And then Inti for 10. That got rid of a couple of I's and an N. That's exactly what I was trying to achieve. And then opponent's got Wastells for 84, but goes with Waterless for 66. Fancy through the ER. And then Wind for 38 was simming best from this position. Opponent's got this rack. Close to a bingo, but none on offer. Guilt. And then Ways for 51, simming best here. Opponent goes with Loy. That looks fine. And then we've got Jesty. I did mention Jesty, but I thought I'd like to keep hold of 1E. But I think, yeah, with Jested, I think I went with at some stage. I went with 8 at this stage. Yeah, maybe Jesty would have been better. Upran for 27. Opponent goes with Rupiah. Dijun. Wow, look at that. I mentioned June, but I didn't know Dejun. So that would have been massive. I went with Justed, and then opponent's got a bit of a horror show there. Goes with Dry. Exo for 63, simming best. And then, again, not a great rack for opponent, but he manages to get 28 points. And, Amoeba did play. Comice. I don't know how you pronounce that. That is an oversight. Wow, I should have known that. Amoeba. So I did miss that one. Went with Job, and then opponent no vowels here. So went with Leng to block. No playable bingo. And I played Ism. What was best? They're saying not to go for the high score, keeping, but there's only 2 in the bag, so not sure why playing 3 tiles would be better. Ism scored well, 46, and then, yeah, Vane Rasta for 19. Comics, I went with Zoff for 20, and then, yeah, opponent goes with Jen, and Tana for 15 was the end of the game. So I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.